Hello viewers, our today's topic is sense of belongingness in the parlance of Jammu and Kashmir. A sense of belongingness, which is the basic feature that determines the determination, spirit and courage of a person to withstand his motherland in every demanding situation. Ups and downs or trials and tribulations are unexpected, especially in the present political situation where nothing can be said what will happen. As a matter of fact, change is the only thing that is constant, and with the belief that there are no permanent friends or foes, as the ideologies or perceptions change with the passage of time. In spite of that, if your sense of belongingness, affection, and love for your motherland is firm and strong, you'll not hesitate to strive for its welfare and prosperity come what may. However, the irony is that the change so happened is of such a nature that cannot be liberally explained merely to justify or unjustify its nature on various rational grounds, mainly because various ideologies or perspectives of varied political conglomerates are attached with it, as well as their agendas or policies, as these are the necessary compulsions to fulfill the commitments and promises to the people who have voted them and brought them into power. Hence, their political survival and sustenance is entirely dependent on it. As such, these matters are very essential for the perpetual succession of any political party. In the same context, the change in the system that was debatable but could not be debated due to various reasons. However, in this unique situation, where remaining silent can be the best course of action, especially when speaking up may have a negative consequences, as it is a best strategy of self preservation, and speaking out may lead to retribution. Hence, a conscious choice is made here. However, what can be said about the apprehensions that this event has altogether changed the understanding of the Kashmiris about their identity and their rights concerning linguistic, social, and cultural values. These
Atvari ko nishani hai. Vostos chu gurt chalawan yawan vostos stop. Nadar monj wali nadru monje de do. Ad biego tavan. Go kesani haka. Avai chaso vanan zabani करतो रच. यह जबान ची शूब ये ची पहचान ये तो फिर ज्यादा फिसलता है
ये वजह शेख अवलान पनी मादे जबान में मुशरयो
बिल्कुल को कौशर परेशान क्या कौशर मुशर हो
अगर इथी हिसाब रोद यो हिसाब रोद वन करान मोल मोज करान बचन से वक्त वात तोत की कौशर जबान
apprehensions may be true or false, but what we can do to preserve our Kashmiriyat on individual level. However, it appears that these aspects of Kashmiriyat were overshadowed or undershadowed by a singular belief of nationality. In such case, people need to seek ways to adapt and find resilience in the face of change. It's important to note that identity is a complex and multifaceted aspect of an individual's life, influenced by various factors such as heritage, culture, language, and personal experiences. Change in perspectives can be difficult, but they can also provide opportunities for growth, understanding, and exploration of new aspects of identity. We cannot deny that. But Identity is unalterable. It is unique and dear to all. As a matter of fact, Kashmiriyat refers to the composite culture and shared identity of the people of Kashmir, regardless of their religious or ethnic backgrounds. It encompasses the cultural, linguistic, and social aspects that have historically been associated with the region. Preserving values, customs, traditions, and practices in the present circumstances can be challenging. However, there are still some strategies that can be employed to promote, preserve these aspects of culture in a nice manner. This can be done by establishing open for all spaces where individuals can feel comfortable expressing their opinions, concerns, and ideas without fear of repercussions. These open platforms must be apolitical in nature. The subjects must be non political. These spaces can be community centers, cultural organizations, or online platforms where people can engage in open discussions, share their experiences, and work towards preserving their values and traditions. Simultaneously, and as Kashmiris, we must focus on documenting and preserving cultural practices, traditions, and stories. This can we do by oral history projects, that is acknowledging and employing the new generation about the historical facts, making them aware or giving them the exposure to the cultural archives and digital platforms, and documenting and sharing these aspects of culture. These can be passed on to future generations by these practices, even in the face of challenging circumstances. We as Kashmiris must conduct educational programs and workshops that promote awareness and understanding of cultural values, customs, and traditions. We must encourage our community members, especially younger generation, to actively participate and learn our heritage. This can help instill a sense of pride and ownership in their cultural identity. Then there are other ways and means of preserving the cultural practices. This can include artistic expressions, storytelling, and other creative forms of communication. By using these means, individuals can bring attention to their concerns while upholding their cultural values. As Kashmiris, we must foster networks and alliances with like minded individuals, organizations, and communities who share similar views and are committed to preserving cultural traditions. Collaborative efforts can amplify voices, provide support, and create a strong platforms for advocating for the preservation of cultural heritage. We must not hesitate from seeking international recognition and support for the importance of preserving cultural diversity and heritage. We must engage with international organizations of art, culture, and heritage that can raise awareness and provide assistance in protecting cultural practices. Thank you.